Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's video is going to be a simple nightstand. So the nightstand, I start by doing the legs. So I just used a 2x4 that I bought from Lowe's. Cut them up into however tall you want the legs to be. In this case, I think they end up being about 27 inches tall. Cut off both curled sides. So run it to the table saw once at like 3 1/4, and then flip it over to the other side, run it to the table saw again at 3, so that it make sure everything is straight, make sure everything is square, and then you don't have the curl on the side. And then so I'd cut me a piece of birch with my CNC machine. I typically have these little rectangles that are kind of already floating around my shop anyways, because I do a lot of vanities this way. It actually, I had to use some scrap for this. As you can see, I had to seam them together, but I just flip it over, put me pocket holes, that's one side. I do that times 2. As like I said, you got the front legs, back legs, then you have the middle part, and then so I come back with some 1.5 inch wide pieces of all this is pine. Use the 1.5 inch piece. I think it ended up being about 12 inches long. Take those, run them across. So you're gonna have like 2 for the back. Then I think this one ended up having 2 drawers in it. So you had 3 on the front. Like I said, all this is just 1.5 inches. Now the back, I did use 3s. 3 inches, it doesn't matter. It could be 1 inch, it could be 4 inches. If you want a solid back, you can put a solid back on it, whatever. And then so once I got this done, I think I went on to the trim, but while I have a second, please hit the subscribe button to the channel. My channel is really growing. I'm trying to pump out videos. I've been filming like a madman, filming all my projects. I always forget about the filming part, and now I'm forgetting about the uploading part. So just help me out, keep my channel growing so that I can get more videos out, and it really motivates me to just show more content, because I've been doing this for a few years now. Once I use pocket holes. Again, I use pocket holes for a lot of things. For me, it's just the simplest form to use. But you can say I used the 1x3s for the back, the 1.5 inch. All these are 12 inches long for the front. You could put. I built these same nightstands a few weeks prior, or a few weeks after this video. And they wanted 3 drawers. So I put 3 drawers instead of 2. It's all the same concept. Make them small, large, however. Okay, and so once I got all those pocket holes in, I think I came back and I done the trim next. Yeah, so I done the trim, went ahead and just put all those together, more pocket holes, just making a rectangle, measuring the width of the trim, using 1 1/4 inch screws to get those attached. 4 obviously per side, so 8 total. And then from there, I went ahead and I stained the whole thing. I think this ended up being a dark walnut stain. Also, the top is seamed together with some. I typically buy 1x12s by the bundle, and so I use 1x12s, cut them down to the width needed, somewhere around 22 inches for this. You can see here's the top. Just use pocket holes and glue, seam 2 pieces together, and that was my top. Sanded it down all the way to like 320, stained it, sealed it twice, and was done with the top. And so I also stained the bottom as well. Stained all the outsides, all the visible pieces, and then came back and put my drawer slides in. I buy 16-inch drawer slides by the bundle, and what I mean by the bundle, I'll buy 100 at a time, because it's the most commonly used ones that I have. And so I used the provided Phillips head screws to attach those. And you can, the way I found out how to put the drawer slides in, you could either use a ruler or a scrap piece of wood. As long as you use the same scrap piece of wood, you can set it down and that can be your line. So you don't have to go back and measure anything. You just use that. So I usually use the same ruler. And so here, building a drawer box, everybody builds a drawer box differently. Here I'm just using 1/2-inch plywood, sanded plywood. Cut the bottom. The bottom is always going to be 2 inches. I guess minus 2 inches from, so if the middle is 12 inches, then you know that bottom's gonna be 10 inches. So 10 inches, and then however tall the drawer boxes need to be. I use brad nails, glue. Like I said, some people frown upon that. I've had 0 issues out of it. Everything always holds together pretty good. So I'm just gonna keep doing it this way. And so, like I said, brad nails, glue. Use that same whatever scrap block ruler and lay that down so that you can put the actual slide down as well. So like I said here, I just lay it down, the very bottom, draw me a line on both sides, and then slap the drawer slide on. And so really once you get past this point, you get the box slid in there, you get the face. The face of this ended up being just, as I mentioned many times, I use 1x12 boards of pine that I buy in bulk. Cut those down for the face, sand it, put it together, and it's done. So and then so once I got that done, I go back and I'm just really attaching the top. And after this point, it's pretty much done. Go back and put a little piece of glue on over the back to cover it. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.